Hello, and thank you again for being with us and watching our show, The New Orleans Humanist Perspective. I'm Harry Greenberger, host for the show, and today we're doing a program on introducing you to the variety of secular people who are in our group, because many of you don't know that you know a secular person in your own lives, and we want to let you know that we're just like your relatives, your neighbors, your friends, your co-workers, and we're not all alike. So I want to welcome to our program today our three guests who are Amy Smith, Bryce, Landry, and Marshall Harris. And we're just going to let each of these people tell you something about who they are and how they work with other people and what their lives are like. So, Amy, why don't you lead us off?
Hi, Harry. Thanks for having me. I probably first identified as atheist in high school, I think, if I remember correctly. I also consider myself now to be a libertarian, like Mr. Black, who was here last episode, although I don't think I'm quite as eloquent as he is, and a secular humanist. It really jibes well with my view of the world. I like, things that are rational, and I reject the supernatural. So it fits well with what I believe.
All right. So, but you came to that conclusion, you say, in your teen years, and tell us how that came about and how it affected your relationships with others.
Well, I grew up in Connecticut, so they might be a little more accepting of the different viewpoints than down here in the South, I think. I didn't really know why I was atheist then, the rationalistic reason behind it, but I did identify as atheist in high school, and then later on in college, I, read Skeptical Inquirer magazine and the Humanist magazine, which is how I first identified as secular humanist. And like I said, it just it jived with everything that I believed. So it was a good fit.
I have a little quote here, and I don't know who I got it from, but It says, "I respect you for having so much determination to stand up for what you believe in. Correction, I stand up for what I don't believe in." So what happened to you in your teen years is that you realized that there was something you did not believe in,
right,
which is what everyone around you were accepting.
Right.
But now, how did that affect your? Did you communicate that feeling to others, and what kind of reactions did you get?
I didn't get too many negative reactions from friends or family. Actually, my best friend in high school also identified as atheist. And I remember distinctly being in a high school class, and we were talking about world religions, and the teacher said, does anyone in this class identify as atheist? I bet there are at least a few people who, even if they haven't said so yet, are atheist. And my friend and I raised our hand, and I remember the boy sitting in front of us turned around and said, "What's an atheist?"
Exactly.
And we just thought that was kind of sad but funny. And as far as my family's concerned, I've always been different and kind of danced to the beat of my own drum. So they weren't surprised, and they certainly didn't reject me in any way.
Well, when you mentioned someone who said, "What is an atheist?"
Right.
and it is it's true that a lot of people don't know what an atheist is.
Right.
But as secular humanists, we're more than that. Atheism says we don't accept the whole supernatural story about the God in the
right,
sky. That says what we're not.
Right.
Secular humanism says where we go from there.
Yes.
And that's the
Absolutely.
humanism. That's the humanism side of it. So at some point, when you were getting the publications, you identified yourself as a secular humanist, right?
Yes.
Now, have you attempted in any way to convince others that that's a good point of view, or how do you deal with it when in your life?
Yeah, I mean, I don't go around trying to actively convert people or anything like that. But if someone does say, well, why do you believe that? What is that? I will surely direct them to, Wikipedia or the. I think that the Humanist magazine always prints their I don't know if you call it
principle.
Principle. That they are for appreciation of art and science, and that it can help the human race, and justice, and rationality, the rejection of this supernatural beliefs, which I personally believe are harmful to human development. And so, I will absolutely say, well, take a look at this. And most people that do look at it say, oh yeah, that's pretty. That's a good thing to believe, or I believe that. So, I mean.
Well, I found it
itself.
interesting that your teacher asked the class if there were any atheists in the group,
right.
And I assume it was a small percentage who said yes.
Yeah, two out of the entire class.
All right, but let me say this. We are making progress.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm looking at a report that was made not that long ago, and the caption said, "The Godless Rise as a Political Force." And it indicates that it had increased from the survey that said, what is your religion? And they may have said Catholic, Protestant, whatever they said, but one says none. Mm-hmm. We call those people the nuns. And they have gone from 12% in 2008. We're up around 15% now. And it says that this percentage is a bigger block, they're talking about politically, than Hispanics, the gay vote, the Jewish vote, and about even with the African American vote.
Wow.
And yet we have absolutely no influence on politics. We cannot even get one of our own, to admit that he's a secular person when he's running for office. We are not taking advantage of our numbers.
That's true.
And I'm hoping that in time that we will be able to put all that together.
Me too.
Well, okay. Let's move on down the table. Give us something about your life.
Well, my name is Bryce, and I'm an electrician and also an artist. And I've been an atheist since I was about 13, I'd say. I came from not very religious background, but I did attend Catholic school, and because of that, religion classes. So I was reading the Bible at a young age, and we only had to read certain parts, but I read the other parts I wasn't supposed to read as well. And because of that, I would ask questions, and I would often get in trouble for the questions I would ask, even though they were in the Bible. And I was in the youth church in Mass, and I'd have to read out the Bible to people for maybe 200 people. Really, I just couldn't do it ethically, so I got out of it. And since then, I've really associated myself as an atheist.
Well, when you officially decided that Catholicism was not for you, did you lose friends? Did you walk away from people, and did you let them know what your present feelings were?
I did, and I lost a few friends. But I mean, really, it's like if you lose friends like that, I mean, really, it's like how can you really count on those people anyway?
Well, one thing for sure is that, and we secular people attempt to be rational, scientific, logical, but none of that kind of conversation or argument is going to convert a believer.
No.
It's futile. So I don't think any of the folks I know are out for trying to convert true believers. On the other hand, our organization and others like us exist because there are a lot of us out there who don't know that they're not alone. I get telephone calls from people who say, I thought I was the only one. And so wherever people can speak out among whatever group they're with and say, this is what I believe and I'm not alone, we might be surprised how many people will say, I'm with you, I agree with you. Well,